Welcome back. In our latest Coffee with Candidates, we're introducing you to our next candidate for the County Commissioner seat in Precinct 4, Miss Wanda J. Watson. And KAGS William Johnson caught up with her at the Brew Coffee House in College Station.
When did you first come to the area?
I came with my husband. I have one daughter who was born and raised here, went through Bryan ISD, Texas A&M. I even went to graduate school after I got here at Texas A&M.
Would you have been mad if she was a Longhorn?
I was quite surprised because, she was born and raised here. And I'll admit, as a parent, I sort of wanted her to go away and experience life outside of Bryan College Station, but it was her choice. And as we say, the rest is history.
Have you ever run for public office before?
My first time running for public office was in 2019 when I ran for the Brazos County Democratic Party County Chair. And when I decided to go for that seat, that office, so to speak, the current county chair was not going to run again.
What was that moment when you decided you wanted to pick up and run for office again?
Since I'm running in Precinct 4, it is the most diverse precinct of the county, and I felt like I was the best person to represent that community. So initially I wasn't aware of who was stepping forward, and I thought, again, kind of like running for county chair, I can do that. Why don't I do that?
Talking about Precinct 4, are there any shortcomings you've seen in your area that you'd want to improve on if you were elected?
My initial thought was, what is the distinction in the two jobs, and where can I make an impact? Number one, usually on the job description for commissioners, roads and bridges, the fiduciary role with the county budget, in addition to the health department, mental health issues. Those are big issues that are impacting the citizens of Brazos County.
I think a lot of people would agree that mental health is kind of put on the back burner in a lot of areas, especially in Texas. Now, what would you want to see implemented in terms of mental health in our area if you were put in office?
Well, it is my understanding we had a mental health facility, so that if an individual was having a mental health episode, they didn't automatically possibly go to be incarcerated, or they had to be transported out of the county to some other facility, Austin, Houston, to the urban areas. And that at one point we actually had a mental health facility. I don't know exactly why they up and left. I don't know if it was that we were not providing the resources, but I think that it is important that we provide the infrastructure so that the well-being, the day-to-day well-being of the citizens are taken care of.
When politicians are in executive session, whether it's in the county level or the city level, they can't always mention everything that's being discussed. Do you believe transparency, though, has to be prioritized?
I think open government, as issues are going forward, as the county is proposing to spend money for an issue, or if it's a big issue where there are tax abatements or to lure companies in, I think citizens need to know that as soon as it's being discussed, so that they can have input.
As a Democrat, what would you want to see implemented in the area that could really cause some change in the Brazos County?
I don't know that I think about it so much from a party perspective as you think about it in terms of elected officials, or I assume choose to do this because there's something that they want to see, that the community is doing well and that all citizens, all residents are fairly represented. And so it's not a party thing. It is what is best for the whole community, and how do we make sure that the whole community is thriving.
I think you have two sides of a fence here. You have people who stand firm in their beliefs to the very end and want other people to side with them. And then you have people who will ultimately concede for the betterment of their county. What side of that fence do you find yourself on?
It depends on the issue. That's what collaboration is. You're not, you may have a belief system, but at the end of the day, when you talk about being a consensus building, what is the big picture, as much as you can. What is the big picture and what is best for the residents of the county?
And next week, we'll be going back to College Station and introducing you to some city council candidates. And you can see those interviews on KAGS News at 6 and 10.